This video is brought to you by Secret Lab. What's going on, guys? It's Bobby, and I am back talking about another Transformer. I know a lot of you had various opinions on the ARC review that we did here. Some enjoyed our sense of humor, others wanted a more serious review. So I have taken some of your notes and we're going to apply it to our next unboxing and review. Notice I said the word unboxing because a lot of you on the comments have said,
do you steal these Transformers? Are you getting them from the factory illegally? How are you getting them?
First off, I want to thank Hasbro Singapore. Thank you, Hasbro, for sending these over to Geek Culture. This is the box for Rodimus Prime. I think we're the only channel showing the box because we get ours legally. Now, not to say the others don't, because I do not know them. We have no idea. But ours comes from Hasbro. Here's the box for Rodimus Prime. So thank you, Hasbro Singapore, for this. And so with that, guys, let's talk about Rodimus Prime. And of course, we have the ARC and we have Galvatron here, but there's been a number of videos on Galvatron. We'll touch base with him a little bit, but it's all about Rodimus Prime today. You got the touch, ding, ding, ding. You got the power, yeah! Zach, you actually have a really good voice, man.
Thank you.
I mean, maybe we have to do, you know what, Zachy, I'm thinking, just put this aside for a second. I think we need to do something with the touch. I mean, this is the figure we have to do it for, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Should we roll the thing?
We should roll the thing. Let's roll it.
You got the touch! You got the power!
Let's get into this. Beautiful artwork on the front. Move to the side, it continues on each of the sides. Great sort of movie poster, Kingdom War of Cybertron trilogy right there. Then we come to the back, Rodimus Prime, the Matrix, various different tools going on there. You've got his trailer with the weapons, official box from Hasbro. Okay, now let's get into this. First off, I do want to show you something very cool. It's interesting inside the instruction manual here. When you get this out, you are going to get this holographic card of Optimus Prime. Okay, Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy right there. Turn on the back from Hasbro. Look at that. This is what you get out of the retail packaging from Hasbro for Rodimus Prime. Just to let you guys know. We didn't steal this. Okay, moving on, we have the instruction manual here. Of course, you have your various different languages and safety sheet, but nonetheless, we've got Rodimus in the box. I'm going in more detail now because a lot of you said that we rushed through the whole unboxing and the transformation on the last one. So I felt, okay, guys, fair enough. A lot of you said this. I will learn and adapt and make this in detail. Right, Zachy? We listen to our fans here, don't we?
We care.
We care. We care a lot about what you guys say. Okay, here's the trailer. We'll put that to the side first. Here is the gun set up right there. Looks like a pseudo tank and a gun right there that goes on there. Now we're going to remove Rodimus Prime, and that releases everything. Of course, we've got these straps here around Rodimus, which you can actually remove by hand. Just it's sort of wrapped around. There's Rodimus Prime. And then here are some accessories, his guns and various different things. And there. Out of the way, first impressions. Okay, I'm a huge fan of the '86 movie. I actually went to the movie theater and watched the movie there as a kid. I'm kind of sharing with you how old I am, but nonetheless, I'm a big G1 fan. And of course, Hot Rod Rodimus Prime, when Optimus was killed, I cried. I was shocked that they did this so soon, but they did it. First impressions, this is really, really nice. This spoiler wing right here is really well made. Great detail in this. I don't know, is this metal? It feels like it might be a metal or a really hard plastic, whatever it is. It's really strong. The hood on this, the paint is beautiful on the hood. This is no decal at all. I don't know what kind. Someone asked me in the comments, is it paint or is this some sort of stampography? I honestly, I don't know. I don't work in a factory, but it's paint to me. You guys might know more than I do in regards to how they make these Transformers, but it looks really good. I do love the blue right here. It does give it a nice contrast with the orange and the yellow with the red. I like that quite a bit. The wheels, everything spins. The exhaust pipes on the side all look really good. Yeah, actually I think this is metal, Zachy. This feels, might be, I don't know. Anyway, it feels really good. So just in this car form, Rodimus Prime, A+. Has some weight to it too, which is really nice. Now, the trailer is interesting because it's got a lot of these grooves right here, which I don't know what goes in there per se. Maybe this is something they'll add in the future with various different accessories. I kind of wish that this was a little bit less because it does in a way sort of, I don't want to say it cheapens the look of it, but it doesn't give it that sense of quality that we're seeing like out of Rodimus right here. But nonetheless, maybe there's a reason for it and I just don't know it yet. In terms of this gun turret right here, yeah, paint on it's pretty good. It's got a black fade to silver on that. Looks legit. The detail here with the tank belt and the wheels all looks good. Now it does not roll here. It's just there for show, but it does look legit. And we'll put that on there in just a bit. And of course we have the accessories in here. Because where's the Matrix at, man? Is it inside Rodimus? Maybe it's inside Rodimus. Because I'm not seeing it in here right now. We got the sword. Ooh. And the sword looks like, okay, there's a little bit of a groove there, I think, to push out where you can put in someone's hand, I think. Maybe not. Looks like there's some sort of hinge there, but anyway, there's the sword. Very detailed, well sculpted. Looks like some blasters of some sort. Now, these blasters that we had on the Arc didn't really stick. Hopefully they fare better on Rodimus Prime, but there's a series of different kind of like that exhaust blasters in the background. This sort of star thing, I don't know exactly what this is yet. I haven't looked at the manual. These black sort of flame spits. Again, this is a first unboxing. I haven't done any sort of research or looked into the manual yet, so I will get to more of the actual names of these items in just a bit. Of course, this is his weapon, his gun right there. Looks really good, very detailed. Does hinge on that, it's very nice. So there we have that. So I'm guessing the Matrix is inside Rodimus Prime, because I'm not seeing it anywhere else. Okay, so let's start from the trailer in terms of transforming it. As I mentioned here with the gun, you can actually put it in various different holes depending on where it is. Now, this is not the most, when you do turn this out, it does tend to flex quite easily. So you're gonna have to put some, a little bit of force on to lock it in. And then with his gun turret, you could turn down, turn it around. And it does a 360 on this as well. And the hinge area here. It's pretty maneuverable on this, so that's pretty cool. And then when it's done, it's over. But a lot of people are actually putting this inside the trailer, which you can do, but according to the instruction manual, you can put it on top of the trailer as well. So I'll show you how that works in just a bit. Just pull that out. So to kind of kick this in, you have to lock that in, which takes a little bit of force. Close up the hatch here. Pull this here. Now, one thing you're gonna notice on the back is this flap doesn't tend to wanna stay completely flat on it. So, at least on our unit here. So there's no way to sort of force it or lock it in. It's just sort of stuck there. So it's a little bit loose on that. Not a deal breaker, but something to take note of. Then you just close the flaps here. There. Oh, Zach, there we go. You have to really snap things in. So you really have to squeeze this in. So it's not something that just automatically closes right away. You're gonna find some gaps. So just to really have to squeeze the back in, squeeze the doors in, really kind of compress it all in. Once you're there, you got a nice seal on that. Then of course you pull this portion up, this door up, and you're good to go. As for the gun, according to Hasbro, you've got two levers at the bottom of this. You've got this sort of flat, squarish leg, and then you have the round peg, right? So the round peg will go here. And again, as I said, this peg is not the strongest thing, so you got to just sort of push that in there. This square area, that square peg there will hold there. And then of course, this can stay on top of the trailer. So you can have it like that as well, okay? And these levers also turn. So if you want to know about that, that's how it is. Okay, now let's put the blasters, or say the afterburn. What do you call this, Zachy? What do you call these things that comes out of the back of the pipes?
Exhaust.
Exhaust flames?
Yeah.
Exhaust flames is blue. Okay, we'll put those here. So they stick on pretty well. Don't think those will come out. Much better than the Arc. And I guess you have various different sizes. So if you want to play mix and match with that, I guess you can do so. Yeah. Looks legit. Really fast. Let's try the other side. Whoops. Watch out for that tray that will come out with that. That also helps you pull out the tray, by the way. So, yeah, if you want to like one bigger than the other, you can do that as well. So you can mix and match, play around with that as you want. Just a fun little thing to do. But we'll just put the standard ones there just for aesthetic. And of course, it does help us remove the tray if we need to. So, speaking of tray, we'll remove the tray. This really cool thing. This is actually a little storage unit underneath. And there's grooves that you can actually put these in. So what you just do is you push that in like that. And then these smokestack pieces you put in like this. Once it's in there, then you actually just slide it in the bottom of the trailer like so. And you can store those pieces if you're not going to use them. And we'll take out our black exhaust pieces. Put this tray back in. So, what you do is, you're supposed to match it accordingly, like that. So there, you put them on, black flames on the side, or black smoke, I should say.
Should have made it red though.
Yeah, they could have made it red, I guess. You know, you're right, they could have done red, but then again, it would blend in with the trailer. So you have the black smoke coming out of the smokestacks here, the exhaust on the trailer. Now, here's something very interesting on this that Yonk over here at Geek Culture did recognize, and it missed my eye on this. If we go back to the box, and you're only gonna know this if you get the actual retail box, okay? Is that on the box, this smokestack is actually clear. But on this one, it's black. So this could be, is this a mistake from Hasbro? Is this a variant? You know, because sometimes they make these mistakes, you know, in the factory, then all of a sudden they do a short run and then they fix it. So yeah, this could be a mistake because it should technically be clear according to the box. Keep that in mind.
There are no mistakes, only happy little accidents.
Is that what your mom told you during potty training? That's so, sorry. Sorry, Zachy, that just came out of my mind. Sorry. Okay. So anyway, that's the trailer. Let's attach Rodimus Prime. It's very simple with these wings. This is actually gonna help you, so you line it up accordingly. So kind of make sure that it's split down the middle. Push it in. You hear a little bit of a snap and you're locked in. Not all the wheels turn. So the back wheels are working. These middle wheels, for some reason, are not hitting the ground. If I push down on it really solid, then yes, now it works, right? But you gotta push down on the trailer and the front wheels are not. So yeah, again, not a deal breaker, but if you want perfection, this is not it. But for most of you, you're not gonna be rolling it around on the ground. Well, if you're a kid, you're gonna play around with it. But if you're an adult and you're collecting this, you're gonna either keep it in, you know, in this form or in his transformer mode and leave it at that. So yeah, not a deal breaker. And if you want to remove them, just pull them right out. And there is Rodimus Prime. So before I attempt to transform Rodimus Prime, it's always good to be comfortable transforming a transformer. That's why we choose Secret Lab chairs. Now Secret Lab chairs come in a variety of different sizes and of course in different materials. PU Leather 2.0, full grain leather and a coarse soft weave and various different designs. So you have everything from relationships with Game of Thrones to DC, you have Batman, you have Joker, you have Harley Quinn, variety of collaborations with many different gamers out there. There is a chair for everyone at Secret Lab, and plus they now make a desk. Speaking of Transformers, they actually have a name that sounds like a Transformer. It's called Magnus. Comes in a 1.5 meter length. I heard there's a 1.7 coming in the near future. There's also a 1.3 meter available as well. So do check out their website at secretlab.co. Okay guys, let's get back to transforming Rodimus Prime. So now I'm going to transform Rodimus Prime into his robot mode. According to the instruction manual, it's about 30 steps thereabouts, so this is a little more difficult than the ARC. And I have to say, this is, with all these instruction manuals, if you're like me, you're somewhat new to transforming these newer pieces. They're not the easiest to always understand, so it's gonna be a lot of trial and error, but let's get down to it. Lock that into place here. And voila, there's Rodimus Prime. So overall, in terms of the transformation on this, pretty well engineered, to be honest with you. There's a lot of little steps with this. It's not the easiest thing. This is definitely for more experienced collectors and more experienced people that are used to transforming Transformers per se. It looks great transformed, as you can totally tell. It's a beautiful sculpt. Looks really, really good. But it little bits and pieces, and you do have to make sure they have to adjust those wheels, because especially in the legs, if you do not push the wheels in all the way, you're gonna have a hard time folding the legs out and actually putting them in place. So do keep note of that. But overall, I really like the look of Rodimus Prime. This is a very impressive figure right here. He looks really, really good. I love the gloss paint on his legs and also on the chest piece here, which is the hood of the car, because it looks really good as well, and it complements the wings. The spoiler, because it gives it the sense that it is more metallic, and I think it might be some sort of metallic composite here. It's hard to say. Maybe this not, I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you, because it's sort of that kind of material where it could be metal or it could be plastic, but it's a very high grade. The paintwork is beautiful on this. The details all the way through the arms and everything else. And the face sculpt is not like the 86, okay? This is a much more angular, more, I would say, mature version of Rodimus. Obviously in the 86 movie, he had more of a rounder face, really good presence to him. The legs, maneuverability, everything is really good on that as well. Love the color. I kind of wish the legs were a little bit more gloss black to kind of match the thigh area here, but that's just my personal opinion on this. As a matter of fact, I would say this figure would have been great, and maybe somebody will do this, is if they just sort of do a gloss coat over the red and everything else, because it would just scream quality even more. As you can tell from the transformation, it's not the easiest. There's a lot of little pieces that you gotta really maneuver and really sort of click into place, and it can be a bit convoluted. I mean, I think Hasbro did an admirable job with what they could on a paper instruction manual. There are some little things that if you do miss, it kind of screws the whole thing up as a whole when you transform it and get it to its robot form. As you can see, we got the sword on the back, which you can also put on the hand. We got the gun here, but I'm gonna take out the matrix, and we will also show you what that looks like as well. By the way, case in point, this piece is attached to the matrix. I found that out looking at the instruction manual. So when he pulls the matrix apart and the matrix, it gets, kind of illuminates, that's what this piece is for. So you guys probably already know that by now, but nonetheless, I'm discovering this as I'm going through this first unboxing with you. So to show you what the matrix looks like, you just drop down his chest piece. The matrix is in the side of his chest right there. And you just have to sort of use your fingernails or your fingers, or if you don't have fingernails, then use a tool to get that out, because it is in there pretty good. It's really in there solid. There we go. Matrix fell out. Uh-oh, where'd the matrix go? Wow, the matrix almost went underneath the shelf. Doesn't this happen when we take toys apart? Sculpt on the matrix is very nice. As you can see, very good detail on that. Then of course, what you'll do is you take this piece. It doesn't stick that well, to be honest with you, so once you're in there, you're in there. The trick to this is, and they show in the instruction manual, is to actually, with this illumination piece, put Rodimus's hands around the matrix, which it can do because the index finger is articulate, the other fingers are joined together, and the thumb is static. So that one index finger is sort of going to be your anchor point to make sure that this is locked into place. You know, honestly speaking, this is quite difficult. All right, this is adult level transformation. I mean, I think a child would have a hard time with this, so.
Adult level transformation. I don't know about you.
I don't know where I come up with this stuff, man. I really don't know, man. I mean, come on. There we go. You got the touch. Bam. You got the power. Woo. Galvatron, you don't get the Matrix. No, you don't. But they fought, and then Rodimus picked him up and threw him out the ship. Simple as that. I'm a big fan. I think for any collector out there, you got to get Rodimus Prime. He just looks amazing, in my personal opinion. Love the sculpt on the face. I think Hasbro's improved him from what it was in the '86 movie. But I think everything's been improved since the '86 movie. I mean, that's 1986. We're 2021. So animation, drawings, everything. But they did a really good job with that. And Galvatron, pretty legitimate. Speaking of which, got a funny story about Megatron and Galvatron. I think I know why they changed Megatron from a handgun to Galvatron, right? And it's not from the movie, but I think honestly, it's because a lot of kids, including myself, were walking around with Megatron in gun format around town, and it was a metal piece of equipment, right? It looked legit from far. It looked like a real gun because it was designed after a real gun. Anyway, funny story. That I was traveling one day with my parents. We were flying from Las Vegas to Pennsylvania and to see my grandparents. And so I had, I was a big Transformers collector back in the day, and I had all my Transformers in my duffel bag I was gonna play on the plane with, to do with them. And I had Megatron as the gun in the bag. Well, guess what happens when you go through security and they scan your bag and they see a handgun? Security rushes me and my parents, and they're like, "Can we see your bag, please?" And they open the bag and they see a handgun. And I'm like, no, that's a Transformer, that's Megatron, let me show you. I'm like a little kid at this point in time, I'm like 10 years old, or 9 or 10. And they're like, do not touch the bag. They pull out the gun. And I said, can I please show you? So I went ahead and showed them. And they kind of slapped and they smirked and they said, okay, look, you can't take this on the plane with you because this looks like a gun. And if you take it out, it's gonna be a security issue. So you'll have to, check it in and then you can pick it up when you arrive. So I have a feeling that maybe for security and for safety reasons, they changed Megatron to Galvatron for that alone. Because yeah, a kid walking around with a handgun that was was made out of metal at that time anyway, yeah, wasn't probably the most safest toy to have, right? If a police officer sees you, they're gonna think something's up. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. Fun little story of my journey with Megatron. Those are my thoughts on Rodimus Prime. Galvatron looks pretty cool as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully this video is a little bit more serious for you guys out there who were, commenting that I was cracking too many corny jokes in the previous one. But we have some fun here, don't we, Zachy? We like to have fun.
Exactly.
Because you want to know why? These are toys. It's about bringing back our childhood, and we gotta have a laugh.
It's Geek Culture.
Exactly. Hence the name of the channel. All right, guys, with that, stay safe, take care, and I'll chat to you in the next one. Bye.